Hello dear students, once again welcome you all online on this online lecture platform. So in our previous lectures we have started the topic that is study of unculturable microbial diversity, and in that we have already covered basics regarding what actually the techniques that are used in the study of unculturable microbial community. So, the study of unculturable microbial community is known as metagenomics, and we have seen the basics regarding metagenomics as well as some of the techniques. And in this today's video lecture, we're going to see or we're going to study remaining techniques that are related to this topic. So, as far as metagenomics is concerned, in this kind of approach, we can study those microbes to these kind of microbes that we cannot culture at artificial condition or in laboratory. So basically metagenomics is nothing but the study of unculturable microbial community. Okay, so in this today's video lecture we're going to see some techniques related to that area, and these techniques they are also related to polyphasic approach. Okay, ultimately goal of both of these techniques or approaches is to identify microbes or microbial communities. So restriction fragment length polymorphism, this is the technique that is used to study microbial diversity, and it is used in microbial identification. So as the name suggests, this technique is related to restriction enzymes. So restriction enzymes they are widely used in cloning and genetic engineering, and they are known as molecular seizures. Okay, so restriction fragment length polymorphism. So this technique is based on the basic principle is that restriction enzyme make cuts at specific site on DNA, and that sites they are known as restriction sites, and these restriction sites are specific for specific restriction enzymes. Okay, if you take two DNA samples from two different bacteria and you treat that two DNA samples with particular restriction enzymes, so that restriction enzyme will make a cut at that specific restriction sites, but the fragment generated after cutting by that restriction enzyme they are different for different microbes. So this is the basic theme behind identification of behind this technique to identify microbes. So restriction fragment length polymorphism, polymorphism means many forms, and restriction fragment length, so it refers to the technique where differences in the distribution of DNA sequences recognized by restriction enzymes, and they are displayed through electrophoretic resolution. Okay, suppose there are two microbial communities and we take two pieces of DNA. In case of first microbes there are two restriction sites, in case of second microbes there are three restriction sites, and this restriction site differences, the fragments that are generated after cutting by the restriction enzyme, they are different for different microbes, and that is the clue for identification of microbes. So RFLP patterns have used extensively for mapping level of relatedness among isolated organisms and for tracking the influence of genetic exchange mechanism, the dissemination of marked genes. So this technique can also used to check whether there is genetic exchange occurring between microbial communities. Okay, so the restriction fragment length polymorphism, it depends upon the various distribution of DNA sequences recognized by restriction enzymes. Okay, now in this figure you can see that there are two types of restriction endonuclease are mentioned, and these are type 1 restriction endonuclease as well as type 3 restriction endonuclease, and the cut made by these two enzymes they are different. Okay, in case of a type 1 restriction enzyme, it make cuts of variable length or variable sites. But in case of restriction type 2 enzyme, it makes cut at specific site, or they make fragments of equal length after cutting. Okay, so this fragment length polymorphism is actually detected, and it is different in case of different microbes. Okay, so these are polymorphic restriction sites. Okay, in this figure you can see the polymorphic restriction sites. Suppose there are two pieces of DNA and they represent same allele, they represent same character. So first DNA is abbreviated as known as allele 1 and second DNA is known as allele 2. Allele means different form of genes that reflect same character. Okay, suppose alleles for height. Okay, there are two alleles. The one allele is for tallness and one allele is for shortness. So in a similar way here, two different DNA alleles are shown, and in that, in case of first allele or in case of first DNA, there are three restriction sites are there, and in case of second allele, there are two restriction sites are there. So after treating these two DNA with restriction endonuclease, the fragment generated, they are different. In case of first allele, there are four fragments get generated after cutting, because there are three sites, so obviously there are four fragments they will generate. And in case of second DNA or second allele, there are three fragments get generated after treating with endonuclease, as there are only two restriction sites are there. So this fragment pattern or fragment length is specific for specific microbial communities. So this is the basic theme behind identification based on this approach. Okay, so these fragments, they can be tracked back or they can be analyzed by DNA probes by sudden hybridization. In this figure you can see the polymorphic sites that are R1, R2 and R3, and after cutting that specific polymorphic sites, the fragment generated, they are separated by electrophoresis, and then they are transferred to nylon membrane, and after treating with probes they can be analyzed by means of autoradiography. So in this you can see that there are three different fragments, they are generated of different size, and these generated fragments of different size, they are specific for specific microbes. Means in case of different types of microbes, there are different restriction sites are present for same enzyme, and the same enzyme, if treated with the DNA of different microbes, so it will make or it will generate fragments of different length. So that is the main theme behind this technique. Again, you can analyze these fragments by means of electrophoresis to determine their size, and by analyzing the size you can identify microbes. Okay, see, this is the electrophoresis of polymorphic sites, and you can see that fragments, they are separated by, after treating with restriction enzymes, they are separated by agarose gel electrophoresis, and fragments of different lengths, they are generated. Now in this figure, it is again, this is related to restriction fragment length technique, and here we can see that there is an ancestral chromosome, and that DNA piece has two restriction site. Okay, and that enzyme that is used for cutting is known as HAE third restriction enzyme, and these are the sites for that particular restriction enzyme. Suppose a mutation creates a polymorphism. Okay, suddenly a mutation occurred in this particular piece of DNA, and due to mutation the two DNA molecules are created. Okay, so first is Bob and second is Joe. In case of first DNA molecules, there are two restriction site, and in case of second DNA molecule, there are only one restriction site. After treating with these two DNAs with restriction enzyme, the first DNA, it generates three fragments, and in case of second DNA it generates two fragments. Now these fragments, they are separated by electrophoresis, and the bands and the pattern of separation is observed. And for A pattern, you can see that three fragments, they are separated, and for B patterns there are two fragments, they are separated. Means the same DNA, but it can generate polymorphism in the length of restriction sites, and this is this feature is used for microbial identification, because there are different types of microbes and their DNA contain different restriction site for the same enzyme. And after treating that different DNA samples from different microbes with same restriction enzyme, that restriction enzyme make cut at that restriction site, and after cutting, the different fragments of different lengths, they are generated, and the fragments of specific length, they are specific for specific microbes. So this is the basic theme behind identification by using RFLP technique. These are sometimes known as RFLP markers. Then next, based on this same principle, another technique is based, that is known as terminal restriction fragment length polymorphism. This is modified version of the technique, that is RFLP technique, that we have previously we have studied in previous slides. So the terminal restriction fragment length polymorphism, that is abbreviated as TRFLP, it depends upon the amplification of region of a small subunit ribosomal RNA, that is known as SSU RNA gene, using the primers that are fluorescently labeled. Okay, so in this technique, what is the basic approach? The gene that codes for single ribosomal RNA, that is single subunit ribosomal RNA, is amplified, and the primers that are used for amplification, they are labeled with specific chemicals. Okay, so the fragment which is amplified, which fragment is amplified? The ribosomal RNA SSU RNA gene, means the gene that code for small subunit RNA is amplified using primers that are tagged with some fluorescent dye or labeled with fluorescent tag at 5' end. And after amplification, these PCR products, they are subjected to electrophoresis. After electrophoresis, they are digested with some restriction enzymes, and after digesting restriction enzymes, they are analyzed. Okay, so the primers specific for SSU RNA genes of major bacterial phylogenetic categories, they are used. So primers, which type of primers are used? So these primers are used that are previously used to characterize specific microbes, means these primers are used in such a way that these primers can detect microbes. ओके, हे प्रायमर्स अशा पद्धतीने यूज केलेले आहेत की ते ऑलरेडी कुठल्या तरी रिपोर्टेड नोन स्पेसिसशी मॅच करतात. ओके, ऑलरेडी ते एखाद्या रिपोर्टेड बॅक्टेरियाच्या स्पेसिसशी मॅच करतात. ओके, सो द प्रायमर्स, they are specific for SSU RNA genes of major bacterial phylogenetic categories. Okay, and TRFLP can provide detailed information on diversity of bacterial species. So by using this technique, आपण वेगवेगळ्या टाईपचे मायक्रोब्स हे आयडेंटिफाय करू शकतो इन डिफरंट DNA सॅम्पल एक्स्ट्रॅक्टेड फ्रॉम मायक्रोबियल कम्युनिटीज. याच्यामध्ये बेसिक थीम काय आहे? तर पहिली गोष्ट, असा जो DNA SSU RNA मीन्स 16S RNA ला कोड करतो, त्या जीनला PCR थ्रू ॲम्प्लिफिकेशन करायचं. ओके, ते ॲम्प्लिफिकेशन करताना प्रायमर्स असे यूज करायचे की जे ऑलरेडी एका स्पेसिफिक बॅक्टेरियल कम्युनिटीशी रिलेटेड आहेत, म्हणजे नोन आहेत, नोन प्रायमर्स त्याला आपण म्हणतो, आणि ते प्रायमर्स कुठल्या तरी फ्लोरोसेंट लेबल्ड टॅगला अटॅच आहेत. ओके, and by using this technique we can use different microbial communities. We can use to identify different microbial communities. Okay, so TRFLP has also been used to analyze distribution of functional genes in ecosystem. Okay, So in this method, a target gene. Okay, so what is the target gene for this method? The gene that code for ribosomal RNA gene is amplified by PCR. Okay, is amplified from PCR from community DNA. And the primers that we are using, they are specific, they are known primers. They are reported for already characterized species. Okay, and using such a primer set which are fluorescently tagged with some dye, we can identify if that primers they get attached, and after amplification we can say that the DNA fragments they might be related to this already reported species. So the PCR means rRNA gene is amplified. The target gene for this technique is ribosomal rRNA gene, and it is amplified by PCR from community DNA using primer that are specific, that are related to already reported species, and the primers they are end labeled with fluorescent dye. Means after attaching with that DNA molecule, they will produce a fluorescence. Okay, so the PCR products are then treated with restriction enzyme. After amplification of that PCR products, so they are treated with restriction enzyme. So the cuts, the DNA, that restriction enzyme, the cuts they will made at that specific DNA at specific sequences, and the restriction enzyme with recognition sites of only 4 base pairs are commonly used for they cut frequently within relatively short PCR product. ओके, सो पहिले काय आहे की आपल्याला आर एन ए आयडेंटिफाय 16S RRNA कोड करणारा जीन आयडेंटिफाय करायचा, त्याला PCR थ्रू ॲम्प्लिफिकेशन करायचं. पण प्रायमर वापरताना असे प्रायमर वापरायचे की ते ऑलरेडी एखाद्या स्पेसिफिक बॅक्टेरियल स्पेसिसशी रिलेटेड आहेत, आणि ते प्रायमर वापरताना त्याला टॅग करायचं एखाद्या फ्लोरोसेंटली लेबल डायने. नंतर आफ्टर ॲम्प्लिफिकेशन ऑफ दॅट DNA त्याला रिस्ट्रिक्शन एन्झाइमने ट्रीट करायचं आणि वेगवेगळे फ्रॅगमेंट्स जनरेट करून ते ॲनालाइज करायचे. ओके, सो these generate series of DNA fragments of varying length. After treating with restriction enzyme, fragments of varying lengths they will generate, and the number of which depends upon how many restriction cut sites are present in DNA. ओके, आता एखाद्या DNA मध्ये 2 साइट्स असतील तर ऑब्वियसली तिथं 3 फ्रॅगमेंट तयार होतील. एखाद्या DNA मध्ये जर 4 फ्रॅगमेंट असतील, 4 साइट्स असतील तर तिथे 5 फ्रॅगमेंट तयार होतील. तर अशा पद्धतीने ह्या ज्या रिस्ट्रिक्शन साइट्स आहेत या स्पेसिफिक मायक्रोबसाठी स्पेसिफिक वेगवेगळ्या असतात, वेगवेगळ्या बॅक्टेरियासाठी या वेगवेगळ्या असतात. आणि त्या साइट आपण कशा डिटरमाइन करतो तर आफ्टर रिस्ट्रिक्शन एन्झाइमच्या ट्रीटमेंट नंतर जे फ्रॅगमेंट जनरेट झालेले त्याच्या साईजवरून त्या साइट्स डिटरमाइन केल्या जातात. सो द फ्लोरोसेंटली लेबल्ड टर्मिनल फ्रॅगमेंट्स आर देन सेपरेटेड बाय जेल इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिस, अँड देन डायजेशन प्रॉडक्ट्स आर फर्दर सेपरेटेड ऑन साइज. नंतर आफ्टर ट्रीटिंग विथ रिस्ट्रिक्शन एन्झाइम्स जे फ्रॅगमेंट्स जनरेट झालेले आहेत त्यांना आपण इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिसने सेपरेट करणार. ते इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिस प्रोसेसमध्ये सेपरेट होतील अकॉर्डिंग टू देअर साइज, अँड दिस साइज दे आर स्पेसिफिक for specific microbial communities. So therefore only the terminal dye labeled fragments are detected. आता इथे कुठले फ्रॅगमेंट्स डिटेक्ट होतील की जे डायने टॅग केलेले आहेत. ओके, and the pattern obtained shows RNA sequence variation in microbial community sample. See in this picture you will clearly identify. Suppose this is SSU rRNA gene and there are various restriction sites are present here. So these restriction sites they are known as HAE3, means for it is for HAE3 enzyme, then SAU3AI, then MSPL. All these are restriction sites. Okay, they are mentioned in this figure by different colors. They are indicated by different colors. Suppose that ribosomal RNA coding gene is treated with restriction enzyme. After treating with restriction enzyme, you can see that there are 3 different fragments of different lengths they are generated. Okay, so first fragment is of 201 base pair, then second is for 571 base pair, and third is 823 base pair. And these fragments after treating with restriction enzyme, they are separated by electrophoresis. But here only labeled products can be identified, and that labeled products are specific for specific microbial communities. Here in this next figure you can see the fragments of various size, and they are specific to specific microbes. Okay, in that there are different names of bacteria are mentioned here, and the fragment terminal restriction fragment length and specific bacteria, they are correlated. Okay, some fragments of 100 base pair, some fragments are between 2 to 300 base pair, some fragments are up to 1000 base pairs, and they are specific for specific microbial communities. And here this pattern is for same gene but with two distinction. uh, these are two pattern that is generated after treating the different DNA with two restriction enzymes. So first pattern is for HAL digest and second pattern is for MSPL digest. So थोडक्यात लक्षात ठेवायचं झालं तर काय या टेक्निकमध्ये की 16S rRNA कोड करणारा जीन आयडेंटिफाय करायचा, त्याला PCR थ्रू ॲम्प्लिफिकेशन करायचं. PCR ॲम्प्लिफिकेशन करताना प्रायमर्स असे वापरायचे की जे ऑलरेडी एखाद्या बॅक्टेरियल स्पेसिसशी रिलेटेड आहेत, नोन स्पेसिसशी, आणि ते प्रायमर्सला टॅग करायचं फ्लोरोसेंटली लेबलने. नंतर ॲम्प्लिफिकेशन झाल्यानंतर त्याला रिस्ट्रिक्शन एन्झाईमने ट्रीट करायचं. आता त्या फ्रॅगमेंटमध्ये जेवढ्या रिस्ट्रिक्शन साईड असतील तेवढे कट्स तेवढ्या साईडला ते रिस्ट्रिक्शन एन्झाईम कट करतील आणि वेगवेगळ्या लेनचे फ्रॅगमेंट जनरेट करतील. आणि हे वेगवेगळ्या लेनचे फ्रॅगमेंट जेव्हा आपण इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिस प्रोसेस नंतर सेपरेट करू, त्यातले फक्त जे फ्लोरोसेंटली लेबल्ड फ्रॅगमेंट आहेत ते आपल्याला ॲनालाइज करायचे आहेत, बिकॉज दे आर स्पेसिफिक फॉर स्पेसिफिक मायक्रोबियल कम्युनिटीज. ओके, so this is the main theme behind this technique. See, in this next figure you can see overall methodology that is related to TRF-elfie. Here you can see that microbial community samples, they are taken from microbial community. Okay, and the gene pool is then purified. त्याच्यानंतर ॲम्प्लिफिकेशन बाय PCR युजिंग फ्लोरोसेंटली टॅग प्रायमर्स. ओके, जसं आपण मागच्या साईडमध्ये बघितलं. आणि जो पॅटर्न ऑफ रिस्ट्रिक्शन साईट्स आहे तो आपण आफ्टर कटिंग विथ रिस्ट्रिक्शन एन्झाईम इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिसने त्याला सेपरेट करायचं, आणि फक्त जे फ्लोरोसेंटली टॅग जे फ्रॅगमेंट आहे त्याला आपल्याला ॲनालाइज करायचे, कारण ते एका स्पेसिफिक पेशीशी रिलेटेड आहेत म्हणून. ओके, सो बाय युजिंग दिस टेक्निक वी कॅन identify which type of microbes are there or which type of microbial community is present in that mixed gene pool. So left side ला जे दिसत आहेत it is methodology or protocol for TRF-elfie, आणि right side ला जे ते it is for another technique that is DGGE, which we will going to study in next slide. Okay, now next technique is denaturing gradient gel electrophoresis, that is abbreviated as DGGE. Okay, now this technique is related to electrophoresis. Basic theme is used in this technique is electrophoresis, but in some modified way or some modified version. So this method resolve phylotypes, mean different types of microbes, and the basic theme behind is using denaturing gradient gel electrophoresis. या प्रोसेसमध्ये जे इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिस जेल वापरलं गेलं आहे त्याच्यामध्ये डिनॅचरिंग एजंटचे वेगवेगळे ग्रॅडियंट तयार केले गेलेले आहेत. ओके, म्हणून त्याला म्हणतात डिनॅचरिंग ग्रॅडियंट जेल इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिस. डिनॅचरंट म्हणजे असे केमिकल्स की जे DNA ला मेल्ट करतात, जे DNA ला सेपरेट करतात, त्याचे डबल स्टँडर्ड DNA जो असतो त्याला सेपरेट करतात, त्याला मेल्ट करतात, त्याला म्हणतात डिनॅचरंट. ओके, सो दिस मेथड रिझॉल्व phylotypes and that is known as denaturing gradient electrophoresis, which separates gene of same size that differ in their melting or denaturing profile. एखादा same gene from different microbes, but that same gene differ in their melting pattern. or denaturing pattern after passing that gene through electrophoresis. आणि इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिस कसं आहे, डिनॅचरिंग ग्रॅडियंट जेल, याच्यामध्ये जे जेल वापरले आहे त्याच्यामध्ये काही डिनॅचरंट ॲड केले. हे डिनॅचरंट काय करतात की जे डबल स्टँडर्ड DNA लोड केला आहे त्याला ते सेपरेट करतात, त्याला मेल्ट करतात. आणि हा सेम जीन जर आपण वेगवेगळ्या बॅक्टेरियल स्पेसिसमधनं आयसोलेट केला आणि त्याला इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिस अशा इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिसमध्ये रन केला की ज्याच्यामध्ये डिनॅचरंट ॲड केलेलं आहे आणि त्याचे वेगवेगळे ग्रॅडियंट बनवले, तर ह्या जो मेल्टिंग पॅटर्न आहे हा स्पेसिफिक बॅक्टेरियासाठी स्पेसिफिक आहे, वेगवेगळ्या बॅक्टेरियासाठी तो वेगवेगळा आहे. जीन आपण सेम घेतोय. ओके. सो DGG एम्प्लॉईज ए ग्रॅडियंट ऑफ DNA डिनॅचरंट. इथं एक डिनॅचरंट वापरला आहे, दॅट इज केमिकल डिनॅचरंट, अँड इट इज टिपिकली मिक्सचर ऑफ युरिया अँड formamide. When double stranded DNA fragment move through the gel, okay, they reaches to a region that containing sufficient denaturant. जेव्हा इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिस वेल्स करताना आपण ज्या वेल्समध्ये सॅम्पल लोड करणार, सॅम्पलमध्ये काय एक जीन आहे, एक स्पेसिफिक DNA सेगमेंट आहे. तो सेम जीन आपण वेगवेगळ्या बॅक्टेरियामधनं आयडेंटिफाय केलेला, वेगवेगळ्या बॅक्टेरियामधनं त्याला आपण आयसोलेट केला आहे की जे बॅक्टेरिया आपल्याला नोन करायचे आहेत, ज्याला आपल्याला आयडेंटिफाय करायचं आहे. ओके. आणि हे लोड केल्यानंतर काय होईल की जे हे DNA सॅम्पल जेव्हा रन होतील इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिसमध्ये तेव्हा ते त्या ग्रॅडियंटच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये आल्यानंतर, म्हणजे ग्रॅडियंट म्हणजे काय की हे जे डिनॅचरंट आहे याचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन अशा पद्धतीने अरेंज केलं आहे फ्रॉम लोअर टू हायर कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन. यू कॅन सी इन दिस फिगर. हे जे डिनॅचरंट आहे याचं कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन हे जर तुम्ही बघाल, हे लोअर टू हायर कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन हे डिनॅचरंट स्प्रेड केलं गेलेलं आहे. तर जेव्हा प्रत्येक वेलमध्ये जेव्हा आपण DNA सॅम्पल लोड करणार, तो DNA जेव्हा रन होईल, ओके, तो त्या आता त्या DNA जेव्हा रन होईल तर ते रन होताना ते जेव्हा त्या डिनॅचरंट केमिकलच्या कॉन्टॅक्टमध्ये येतील तेव्हा ते मेल्ट व्हायला लागते. आणि हा जो मेल्टिंग पॅटर्न आहे हा त्या प्रत्येक DNA साठी वेगळा आहे. ओके. सो दिस मेल्टिंग पॅटर्न इज डिफरंट फॉर दॅट डिफरंट DNA. ओके. अँड दिस इज द टेक्निक फ्रॉम विच वी कॅन आयडेंटिफाय microbes, different microbes. So when that double stranded DNA fragment moving through the gel reaches to a region containing sufficient denaturant, the strand begin to melt. At this point their migration stop. एकदा का, so the differences in base sequence causes differences in melting properties. ओके. या फिगरमध्ये तुम्ही बघा की एकदा हा डबल स्टँडर्ड DNA जेव्हा रन होत त्या स्पेसिफिक डिनॅचरंटच्या कॉन्सन्ट्रेशनपर्यंत येऊन पोचेल तेव्हा तो मेल्ट व्हायला लागेल. आणि मेल्ट होताना तो काय करेल, तो तिथे स्टॉप होईल. ओके. स्टॉप झाल्यानंतर त्याचं मायग्रेशन पुढे थांबून जाईल. आणि हे जे मेल्टिंग बिहेवियर आहे किंवा सेम जीन जो आपण वेगळ्या मायक्रोब्समधनं आयसोलेट केला आहे आणि त्याला आपण इथे रन करतोय, तर तो सेम जीन त्याच्यामध्ये बेस सिक्वेन्स व्हॅरिएशनमुळे त्याचा रनिंग पॅटर्न पण वेगळा आहे, त्याची मूवमेंट पण वेगळी आहे आणि त्याचा मेल्टिंग बिहेवियर पण वेगळा आहे. सो दिस इज स्पेसिफिक फॉर स्पेसिफिक बॅक्टेरिया. आणि ही थीम वापरून आपण मायक्रोब्सला आयडेंटिफाय करू शकतो. ओके. इन दिस फिगर यू कॅन सी मायग्रेशन ऑफ डबल स्टँडर्ड SSU-RDNA. कुठला DNA वापरला इथं, सिंगल स्टँडर्ड RDNA, म्हणजे जो DNA रायबोसोमल RNA ला कोड करतो तो DNA आपण इथं वापरला आहे. तो वेगवेगळ्या बॅक्टेरियामधून आपण आयसोलेट केलेला आहे. तो जीन आपण आयसोलेट केला आहे. कुठला जीन आयसोलेट केला आहे की जो 16S rRNA कोड करतो. आणि हा 16S rRNA जीन हा स्पेसिफिक मायक्रोब्ससाठी स्पेसिफिक आहे बिकॉज इट इज कन्झर्व्ड थ्रू प्रोसेस ऑफ इव्होल्युशन, म्हणून त्याला आपण इथे यूज करतोय. ह्या जेवढा पण काही मॉलिक्युलर बेस्ड टेक्निक्स आहेत याच्यामध्ये मोस्टली फायलोजेनेटिक ॲनालिसिस हे आपण हा अप्रोच बघतोय. त्याच्यामध्ये 16S rRNA कोड करणारा जीनच वापरला गेला आहे, कारण तो थ्रू द प्रोसेस ऑफ इव्होल्युशन कन्झर्व होत राहिला आहे आणि इट इज इव्होल्युशनरी कन्झर्व अँड इट इज स्पेसिफिक टू स्पेसिफिक मायक्रोबियल ग्रुप्स, म्हणून त्याला आपण प्रत्येक टेक्निकमध्ये आपण तो जीन यूज करतोय किंवा तो जीन यूज केलेला आपण बघितलं. सो याच्यामध्ये बघा तुम्ही मायग्रेशन ऑफ डबल स्टँडर्ड SSU-RDNA त्याचं मायग्रेशन. आता हे मायग्रेशन याचे वेगवेगळे फ्रॅगमेंट्स जे जनरेट झालेले ते वेगवेगळ्या लेनचे फ्रॅगमेंट्स जनरेट झालेले. सेम जीन वापरला आहे, फक्त एवढा फरक आहे तो वेगवेगळ्या बॅक्टेरियापासून आयसोलेट केला आहे, कारण त्यांना आपल्याला आयडेंटिफाय करायचं आहे बाय युझिंग दिस मेथड. आणि हा सेम जीन याच्यामध्ये बेस सिक्वेन्सच्या डिफरन्समुळे त्याचे फ्रॅगमेंट्स वेगवेगळे जनरेट झालेले. ओके, अँड दिस इज द मेन थीम बिहाइंड युझिंग दिस टेक्निक. So the different bands observed in DGAG gel are then phylotypes. So specific band is for specific type of microbes. A specific band it is specific for specific microbes. Okay. So one DGG has been performed. The individual bands are excised. They are sequenced. एकदा का हे बँड सेपरेट झाले की त्याला सिक्वेन्स करायचं आणि सिक्वेन्स करून तो डेटाबेसशी मॅच करायचा आणि त्याच्यावरनं मायक्रोब्स आयडेंटिफाय करता येतं. So with 16S rRNA as a target gene, the DGG pattern is immediately reveals the number of phylotypes and the distinct 16S rRNA genes present in habitat. So ultimately 16S rRNA gene च्या ही आयडेंटिफिकेशनची वेगळी मेथड आहे. ओके, सो द मेथड प्रोव्हाइड्स एक्सिलेंट मेकॅनिझम टू क्विकली इव्हॅल्युएट टेम्पोरल अँड स्पॅटियल शिफ्ट ऑफ मायक्रोबियल कम्युनिटी स्ट्रक्चर. ओके, सो both these DGG and TRFLP measure single gene diversity but in different ways. So both these technique measure what? Single gene diversity. The कुठला जीन आपण यूज करतोय जो की 16S rRNA ला कोड करतो. Okay, so the pattern of bands on the DGG gel reflects the number of same length sequence variants of single gene, whereas the pattern of bands on TRFLP get reflects variant differentiating in gene sequence of single gene as measured of differences in different restriction cut site. ओके, दोघी टेक्निकमध्ये काय आहे की 16S rRNA कोड करणारा जीन वापरला आहे, पण एकामध्ये आपण काय बघतो की मेल्टिंग बिहेवियर स्टडी करतो आणि दुसऱ्या टेक्निकमध्ये काय करतो आपण त्याचे रिस्ट्रिक्शन फ्रॅगमेंटचा पॅटर्न स्टडी करतो. ओके, सो दिस इज द टेक्निक अँड बाय विच using this technique we can identify different microbial communities. So the information obtained from TRFLP analysis, in addition to providing insight into diversity and population abundance of microbial community, can also use for phylogeneity. Okay, so ultimately the goal of this techniques is to identify microbial communities. So these techniques also can use for diagnostic purpose, and the diagnostic information for each fragment includes knowledge of sequence near both ends, and we have to know prior knowledge of sequences because to design primers and primer sequences and restriction in them cut sites. So for these techniques we have to know previously things about that sequences to design primers. We also know where restriction sites are present and where are not. So using specialized software, this information can be used to search for matching 16S RNA sequences in public database. Although this is some of the predictive value, but many closely related sequences are often not differentiated by this criteria. So this is drawback, and thus RFLP generally underestimates the diversity within microbial community. So ultimately this technique is used to identify microbes based on 16S rRNA gene. So there is another version of DGG technique, and that is depend upon temperature gradient, that is known as temperature gradient gel electrophoresis. So here, instead of using chemical denaturant, a temperature based denaturant is used, as we know that if we provide temperature to double stranded DNA, it get started to melt, and at specific temperature it completely get melts, and this is the main theme behind using this technique. So in this technique, TGG, that is a temperature gradient gel electrophoresis, temperature based denaturant is used instead of chemical denaturant. So TGG is the same technique as we as like DGG, but in case of TGG, here temperature based denaturant is used instead of chemical based denaturant. So this is overall regarding the techniques that are based on molecules, or these are the genomic based methods that are used for identification of microbes as well as microbial communities. So remaining techniques will cover in coming lecture. Thanks.